Okay. Well, in any case, it was not much else, but um, we played Sonic SmackDown, the final version, this week, and this is the Sonic fighting game that's really fucking good, as I've mentioned
As
before,
opposed to the other one.
as opposed to the other one. This one is basically built to feel like Marvel. Um,
I'm looking at a trailer right now. I can tell just from like 2 seconds of footage.
and a lot of moves resemble moves you've seen in Marvel. When you pick Shadow the Hedgehog, he can do a super that puts spinning projectiles around him, and then he can teleport left, right, or above you to mix you up.
I just saw Knuckles do a fucking Shin Shoryu.
He
All
literally
right.
Knuckles does a Shinshoryuken. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. So, and not to mention Shadow's level 3 being one where time stops and he turns around and faces the camera as multiple summon blades stab you from above. So yeah.
Wonder what that's about.
It's great. It's really, really fun. And the last time I played it a while ago, it was like 2 years ago or so, it had, maybe like 12 characters. Um, and they've since updated it quite a fucking bit, and they've put like everyone in it. It's got like all your Sonic regulars. It's got the Chaotix. Fucking Big the Cat is in there. And when you play Big the Cat, he has a fishing mini game inside of the fighting game where you cast, and then there's a timing bar for like pulling the fish in, you know, to like do a big old yank that then lets you do a combo afterwards and stuff. And then they added like Emerl from Sonic Battle as a playable character, and then like they went all out, including Mr. fucking Balin from Balin Wonderworld, even the top hat guy with the dreads there, the
Why?
one cool looking dude from Balin Wonderworld.
Why?
Because why not? And he does literally just Doctor Strange shit, Eye of Agamotto, etc. So that's a fun one as well. But yeah, this game is incredible. They have like not just Metal Sonic but Mecha Sonic from the Archie comics. They go above and
I like
beyond with
Mecha
that.
Sonic a lot better than Metal Sonic personally.
Absolutely, Mecha Sonic is my main. Mecha Sonic is fucking awesome. Um,
He's cooler looking. Like just he's it's more intimidating and he's bigger.
And furthermore, you've got a giant list of levels with all the best music from one, two, three, adventure, and and like even when it's like it's got that one level from Unleashed where it's playing the good track with the I think Temple Run or whatever it's called. It's the best song. It's the awesome song from the trailer, you know. So yeah, just an awesome love letter fighting game, and we had a good time with that. They're working on a new version that has rollback, of course, which is Ultimate Sonic SmackDown, but they have to start from scratch. So there's only two characters in that for now. In the meantime, we just played over Parsec, and it was fucking solid. Um, I mean, it's just a reminder of like how healthy your fan game community can be when you embrace it instead of just being an asshole and clamping down on it. You know,
Yeah.
because there's companies that clamp down on it, and like we see that shit all the time, and it fucking sucks.
All the time.
Everything Nintendo related is a fucking problem. And then there's ones where they don't really do much either way. And that'll exist because fans of any game will pop up, and from time to time, they'll just be like, I have enough passion for this franchise, so I'm gonna make this. But Sega encourages it. They have
Yeah, then you have Sega and Capcom are the two that jump to mind, where they go, "Look at this fan thing, isn't it cool? We're
they
not gonna
point
make it."
they call attention to it, and they actually have like there's the festival for it and all that shit. And like, so as a result of calling attention to it and like officially being on board with that, it just makes such a healthier community. and it's like the amount of like Sonic is already a popular thing that would have tons of fan games anyway, but like the level that they get to and how impressive those projects are, it dwarfs the fan game community of like almost any other scene, it feels like, because just having that official like, hey, this is cool, and we might even point to people at it, it
I can
excites
just
people, you
imagine
know.
every single year in Sega Japan, there's like one 90-year-old little man sitting behind his desk looking at the fan game thing, and he's trying a fan game thing, and he's like, how come nobody who works here knows how to make a fun Sonic game, but everybody who doesn't work here knows how to make a good Sonic game? What's up? I don't understand. But
It's
what
crazy.
is up? I don't understand.
It's crazy, you know. um and yeah, and you know, by just making this solid ass game too, like they're working on their own original fighter, two of them in fact, head to head, and Origin of Storms, and you get eyeballs on like you're like on your original projects because people are like, oh shit, yeah, that's the team that made the really fun Sonic fighting game, you know, like fuck yeah. So it's a great move, and it benefits, it floats all boats. I
All
wish
boats rise with the tide.
it'd be nice if any other company would look at that and just see the example of how positive it is.
A second. Are you talking about the same company that destroyed almost all of its own games?
That is not exclusive to Sega. There are quite a few companies that have literally
Wait a
lost the
second.
masters.
Are you telling me that the same company that re-releases the same 18 Genesis games over and over and over because they destroyed the entire master back catalog of the Sega Genesis
Hey,
is so forward thinking with the
never
fan game?
forget
Wow.
never forget that Samurai Showdown 64 was completely lost as a master from the entire office, and the reason why it never showed up anywhere is because they can't find it, and it's been gone forever. Um,
I'm gonna bring this up until I die, and I don't care if you've heard it before. But back at fucking what was the video game rental place before Netflix? It was
Blockbuster.
no. It was they would mail it to you. They would
Oh,
mail you video.
oh,
What was
jeez.
I once it was I once it was Game something. But GameFly.
Okay, yeah, GameFly.
GameFly. There was and may still be a one a master copy of a completed Panzer Dragoon Saga PC port that existed in one guy's office at GameFly that Sega commissioned and then canceled after it was done, and it's gone. It never came out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, so I encourage the Sega attitude towards their fan games as a good thing, and that's the specific aspect of Sega which I praise today. There is much to be said about them as we get into the docket. Um, Although, funny enough, even that news also praises the fans and the fan games for their incredible diligence. In fact, hiring the really, really talented ones allows you to make some good shit sometimes.
So they're really geniuses because they announced the Sonic 3 Knuckles collection or whatever the fuck it is, and it's like $40, right? And it's like, wow, that's ridiculous, except they finally got that team that did Sonic 1, Sonic 2,
Mania,
Sonic CD, Sonic Mania, the genius like
Hammer,
archival
yeah,
people
not Hammerhead,
to
Headcanon, Christian Whitehead, and I forgot the other name, but and I think writing by Ian Flynn, I believe, as well. And
but
just
it's finally
hmm
the good version
hmm
of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. and they are straight up charging you like an Ubisoft game to get the original music as like a DLC pack. And it's like, you monkey's paw motherfucking pieces of
The
shit.
animations, yeah. If we're talking about it, we're talking about it. But it's like that's the thing. As I'm playing this amazing Sonic game, fan game, and I'm looking at the news about this other re-release, which that team has earned because they did such a great job with Sonic Mania, and this is the perfect spotlight, exactly what the fans want. Remaster, top to bottom. It's and plus all the beautiful animation that is like that perfect style that came with Mania as well. It's just after tons of failure, you've got a group of people that know exactly how to make just about everyone happy, and then you can't keep your fucking fingers out of the pie because we have to create the most unbelievable convoluted pre-order DLC thing ever, where even when you simplify it to show you that actually it's just two sides of the same package, but someone had to come in and look at a simple game and go, how do we carve this up to sell some pieces for pre-order and for DLC? Let's remove animations. Let's remove map control from the eye, like the most insane shit to see carved up.
In CAD, this thing costs $60.
Yeah. It's so fucking crazy and shit because it's not at all the fault of the team that did a really good job. That it made something that everyone wanted to see. It's absolutely when it gets into Sega's hands, and then the marketing team goes, how do we cut this up? How do we do it? People are excited. You know? I mean, that fucking chart they put out with the 5 different things and the rings for the feature lists that looks like you're signing up for an antivirus program is going to live in infamy. It's fucking it's unbelievable. How do you not realize how much people hate looking at that before a game comes out? And none of the things on the list, what's hilarious about it too is, what's even the best feeling is when you look at the Sonic Origins version chart that they put out with the 5 different versions on it. None of the ones in the list, unlike your antivirus like website scam shit, none of them have a full collection of top to bottom. This one has all the features. Like, they're all somewhat incomplete in different ways, I saw someone make a simplified version of it that just breaks it down into 2 categories. But at the end of the day, you can't fucking...
On the Steam page right now, there is only 2 categories.
Okay. The initial one they put out was like much more convoluted, and you can't excuse the breaking down of like character animation on the main menu and camera controls over the main menu islands. Like, what the actual fuck, man?
There's something to be said, and I feel like not enough people have given Elden Ring enough credit for this. You know what? One of the best things and the things about people talking about Elden Ring and being excited about Elden Ring is that they went out and they bought Elden Ring. That's the whole end of the story.
Yep. It's a free... Yep. So the free slam dunk for anybody who wants it is, yeah, this is the game. This is it. You get the game. You get the game. There's nothing else to it. Who wants it? And Devolver, of course, were the ones who put out their tweet because, what's the game? Trek to Yomi is coming out. So they're like, here's our marketing department creating a handy guide for pre-ordering Trek to Yomi. Navigate your path to purchase. And it's literally just like every version of the game on different consoles with all the features checked off on the list.
Yeah,
end of story.
Elden Ring's obviously going to have DLC. And it's obviously going to have a version of the game that comes out in like 18 months that's like Game of the Year edition that has all the DLC. But like... After I start playing Elden Ring, the concept of real money dollars go away. Play video game instead.
So we've established that when it comes to fan games, Sega's got a great attitude. And when it
Great
comes
attitude.
and
Great.
when it comes to
Their own games.
their own games, they have finally hit the point where they're like, God damn it, we give up. You fans can take the job officially. And so the fans have come in and are now doing it officially.
And
Better
they're
than
like, well,
Sega
now
could.
that we got, now that it's contractors, we got to charge you like 5 times what this is worth.
So hopefully this trend just continues to the point where they just take over. And
Really, I
all the
I was
shit.
a I was not even 10 years old when Sonic and Knuckles came out for $80. And you're trying to tell me that the 4 games that I couldn't get a combined total of $4 for at the trade-in place back in like 97 so I could buy a PlayStation game is now worth $60 plus tax?
I mean, finding out, so, and like the related tag to this story, of course, is that what was also just announced is that Sega's reportedly, not announced, but the rumor, Sega's reportedly working on big budget reboots of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, right? And it's like, okay,
I don't believe that for a second.
like it's been our entire lives, right? And if you on any given fucking day, you can just go check Hideki Naganuma's Twitter to find him basically going, "What the fuck, Sega? I would love to make a new Jet Set Radio. They won't let me." You know, like like it's gone from Ask Sega to Sega doesn't give a shit, but I would still love to make it. Yeah, you know, and the full on hostility, and then just like, everyone, please go check out and love Bomb Rush Cyberpunk when it drops. But apparently this is happening, and seeing these headlines, I'm just like, okay, well, if Sonic Mania is any proof of it, go find the talented people that are not your teams internally that actually love and care about these properties and are willing to do them justice, and just fucking give it to them. You like the fans, right? So take it to that next level. Hire them to make this shit and make it right. And hopefully that can, like, just that trend towards like, who's gonna save Sega? Fine, we'll do it ourselves. You know, it will be one where they can just get out of the way as IP holders and let people who actually know how to save these games and bring them back take a crack at it.
These things are always so funny because, like, you look at Sega and you look at Square Enix, like the two that pop into my mind right now, and like both of them have these parts of their companies that clearly have total control over their own divisions that are just runaway, nonstop successes because the businessman from the other side of the building doesn't get to tell anyone on the other side of the building what to do. And then you get to see the part where Square Enix CEO is like, we are fucking committed to the blockchain. We're going to make blockchain play-to-earn games, motherfuckers, just like Babylon's Fall. Which, by the way, if you want to get the Nier items in Babylon's Fall, you can notice that they are the FF14 raid assets, and they didn't even change the names. The Type 53 Yorha Code of Maiming? Are you fucking serious? I have that in my glam chest.
There should be an achievement for being online with 10 concurrent other players so that no one can get it.
Somebody in the chat points out there are currently 38 players of Babylon's Fall right now.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You could fit that many people in a small room.
You know what's great, Woolie? You know what's fucking great? I lived in a house, and I'm sure you did as well, where if you didn't eat your whole plate and you fucking scraped a couple fucking potatoes into the trash, a family member would be like, you're wasting food. I bought that food. Like, you finished your fucking dinner. You don't waste things in this house. Meanwhile, motherfuckers out here making an entire Babylon's fucking Fall and throwing what, fucking 20 million into the fucking trash and setting it on fire and going whoopsie doodle
for 38 people. I mean, I hope at the end of the day, Platinum can just say, "Hey, we got paid," but Jesus Christ. Um, anyway, I like it's wild to think, but in this exact Sega instance, unironically hire this man. Actually hire this man for real. Unironically, do it. That's where we're at. So
It's not
yeah,
that simple.
yeah. That's that.
Outsiders being hired into Japanese companies is rarely that simple.
Of course. Furthermore, it's not about that. It's not about outsiders being hired into Japanese companies. It's
The
about
whole company, just the whole gang.
it's about outsiders being trusted with the IP of a legendary franchise, and then actually having the audacity to make something good with it. Do you know how
That's tough.
embarrassing that is?
That's tough because there's no win for a certain subsect of executive. If they're a total failure, well, you fucked up by letting them do it. If it's a runaway success, all of your guys look like shit.
I
And you
mean,
look like shit too.
the
Unless you take a
fact
lot of credit for the idea.
the fact that there have been more than one like desperate conversations from high level Japanese dev studios where a major IP was about to be uh, handed to the West, so to speak, and the team essentially had to beg to not be shamed in this way, because it would be too embarrassing, especially if it was successful, and we've seen that happen multiple times at different companies. It's fucked. It's fucked, But anyway, I think we'll see more about this whenever it happens, certainly. But the slow takeover of beloved Sega IPs by people who actually know what they're doing would be the best bet for this, because we've had forever to do absolutely nothing with Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, and Sonic, which was actively being developed, just kept sucking. So yeah.
On the one hand, like I genuinely feel, because like taking your baby, your trusted big IP, like let's say Sonic, right? It's like a dynastic property, and you don't want new people to fuck it up, right? And as much as Christian Whitehead and those guys showed their chops, it's still nervous to give away your baby to people that aren't your guys and also are of a different culture. And I get that. Now, Sonic Mania was great, but at the same time, we also had this. This fucking bullshit. Do you remember Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood?
Can you get that up to the camera a little bit closer, up to the microphone a little bit closer there? Don't take it away from us. Don't
like,
let us do that. Give us a chance to make more of that.
I want to say, like, I think it was Mr. Feel that just randomly dropped this shit onto my timeline last week. With it's an astonishing achievement that Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood is in three ways the worst Sonic game, the worst BioWare game, and maybe the worst game released for the DS.
It's not always gonna be a banger when you go outside. When you go to
and that was BioWare.
No,
that was BioWare during its like good years where they were to be trusted.
But also but let's, if I'm not mistaken, that was BioWare for 60 days. Right? Wasn't that a 2-month thing? And that's why the music turned out that way?
So I don't know if the whole game was like this, but for the music, there was some kind of rights issue with the sound library that was used to make the entire
I thought it was like a month or two.
No.
Shit.
There was some kind of issue with the sound library used to make it, and the music man was told, you need to redo the entire soundtrack over the next 6 days.
1 week.
Which is why it sounds like... And it's one of these things. It's the same way every game that turns out like complete garbage comes back, and you talk to somebody, And they're like, bro, you have no idea how proud I am that there is music in this game at all.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
Oh yeah.
I was digging through the Anthem storyline a little bit over the weekend just for fun, and one of the things I discovered was that like Patrick Soderlund saw the game and it's shit, but keep the flying. And then they sent a producer down there to help BioWare make the game, who gave them 100 suggestions. They ignored every single one of them, and they had to come back and be like, "Yeah, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do. You just gotta let them fail, I guess."
Yeah, God, I'm trying to remember. I worked on Justice League Heroes, which was that it was the DC superhero version of uh, um, it was a top-down kind of Diablo view thing, um,
Yeah,
and
like a Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance Diablo fucking
well, the
thing.
here, what the fuck was the? Damn it! I went to their
Ultimate Alliance, Marvel. That was the Marvel one that was
yeah, I
popular.
and I yeah, and I actually was at the studio working there, like embedded with the team, by Snowblind. That's who it was. Um, and there was a point like within the oh yeah, they made Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, right? Yeah, that's what that was. Okay. So there was a point in the like fucking like I want to say a matter of days, if not weeks, where this part of of the level was so shitted up and so buggy with what they were trying to do that like the
Yeah,
solution was essentially to just cut the first half of the level out and just
yeah.
spawn you halfway through from the second point and just resume it and pretend that the back half of the level was the whole thing. But like the cutscenes that led you up to that moment like dropped you in a place that made more sense initially, at the start
Don't
and
worry
shit like
about it.
that. Yeah, and it was just like it was one of these like yeah the concession was just absolutely axe the content. Who gives a fuck? We got to ship this fucking thing, you know.
It works. It's shit.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, it's
mm-hmm,
champagne.
mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm like the time constraint should always be stated with that story because the end result is embarrassing, but it gets extra bad when you realize that like it was not it was there's the time constraint makes it so that the person who was under that duress, like you can ease the load on them and put that weight on the bad management and oversight on the project, where you got to a point where you had 1 week to make your soundtrack, essentially, you know. Um. Anyways,